Now, we've seen how connectivity, infrastructure, and appropriate policy enablement can empower people, fuel dreams, and fulfill aspiration. So now, let's explore how grit, talent, and teamwork have propelled champions to the pinnacle of sporting success. Let's shift gears to a different kind of turf and stage now, to the gleam of Olympic medals. India's sporting heroes are rewriting the nation's playbook. India is soaring, and so are our sporting ambitions. From tech hubs to podium finishes, Bharat is raking up wins. For our next session, join us on stage. They are two icons who are in fact, the glory for Indian sports. They are here to share their journeys, their challenges, and also the making of India's sporting dream. Please join me in welcoming Saina Nehwal, badminton player and Olympic medalist. Also, P.R. Srijesh, hockey player and Olympic medalist. They will be in conversation with my colleague Shivani Gupta for a session on smashing goals, winning rallies.
Ladies and gentlemen, a very good afternoon to all of you. Thanks a lot for coming, and a big round of applause for two of the biggest, the most prolific athletes India has ever produced. I'm joined by two athletes who achieved success at the greatest stage, and in sports, it is, of course, Olympics. Saina managed it all the way back in 2012. Didn't take very long for her to become an Olympic medalist winner. And she was the first, of course, from badminton to do so. We've got P.R. Srijesh, who's known as the wall of Indian hockey. And he's back 2 Olympic medals with the hockey team. What a dream come true. The last 2 editions have been for us after a long gap. How many years was it? 30 years plus, right? Since our... Approximately 41 years. Your mic.
Good afternoon, everyone. It took almost 40 years to get back that glory days back, but still we are continuing with consecutive 2 years, 2021 and 2024. So I hope that journey continues.
Yeah, so not one, but 2 of them. Amazing. Both of them have now, of course, taken a backstage from active career. And, Saina, while you were not playing for a while, you only recently confirmed that you were a retired athlete. How tough was that decision? For any athlete, it's a very tough decision to make when to call it quits. So how tough was that?
It was really tough. Obviously, when you play for almost 23, 24 years, it's not easy to say bye to that sport. I became world number 2 at the age of 20 and then world number 1 at the age of 25. A lot of memories which were there along the journey, and being in top 10 for almost 12 years, playing 500 matches, and finally you get to know that you got arthritis and your cartilage is totally degenerated. अब आप खेल नहीं सकते हो. Doctors ने बोला surgery नहीं हो सकती है क्योंकि कुछ improvement नहीं होगा. It's going to be the same way. Of course, initial 3-4 months were really tough. You cry, you show different emotions, क्योंकि player की journey में every day different emotions होते हैं. You're happy, you're sad, you're everything in a day, and
Was this one of the toughest periods for you as an athlete, knowing that, to be told that you can't play anymore? You wanted to play more, right?
Yes, of course I wanted to play more, but as an athlete you become like a machine. You tend to accept all these challenges, and we have faced so many injuries throughout the career. इतने सारे दुख देखे हैं, इतने सारे losses देखे हैं. So somehow you accept it, because all the athletes, former athletes, they retire because of these injuries. They don't want to retire also. I've seen Roger Federer, who's played for so many years, won so many tournaments. 1 साल पूरा उन्होंने अपने knee को test किया, check किया कि मैं नहीं खेल सकता हूँ. Finally, he gave up after 1-2 years of struggling. So every athlete want to just keep on playing, make the nation proud continuously. अपने parents के लिए जिन्होंने इतना बड़ा risk लिया at that point of time when I didn't have role model to look up to. But my mom, being a housewife, she just said कि इसको Olympic champion बनाना है, and somehow she manifested and I did it. So all these memories come forward, and then you feel really sad कि इतनी जो job usually आप 20-21 साल में शुरू करते हैं, वो हमारे लिए 7-8 साल में शुरू हो जाता है, और 34-35 years में we stop it. तो थोड़ा ज़्यादा दुख तो होता ही है, लेकिन you accept it somehow.
You accept it. And Shrijesh, you had announced that actually the Olympics was going to be your last event before the last Olympics where the Indian team won a medal once again. So you kind of put more pressure on yourself for a very, for a good swan song, isn't it? Why did you announce it before the event?
So I mean, just like Sain, I too had a very long career. I just played that hockey for almost 24-25 years. And I never seen any hockey players taking a good retirement. I mean, everyone just vanished from the system. So I just wanted to start a trend after having a wonderful career. I was like almost before Paris, I already played 3 Olympic Games, and I thought, okay, once you are an icon for your youngsters, you just need to set a level for them. So that thought was there after Tokyo with me. It's like, just want to stop hockey. So I just want to check when. So the very next year, 2022, it's supposed to be Asian Games and Commonwealth Games. So I thought that's the right time for me to take that call. But again, China, thanks to COVID, they postponed Asian Games to 2023. So my targets become really short. So I planned for 1 year. I thought, okay, I will play Commonwealth in 2022. Once I done with that, we got a silver medal. Then another 1 more year, there's an Asian Games. Then I thought, okay, let's play that as well, because only one year gap. Then I played Asian Games, we won gold medal, and directly we qualified for the Paris Olympic Games. Again, as Saina mentioned, the greedy mind of a sports person said, okay, 1 more year.
1 more.
Ek aur saal mein kya jata hai. Then, okay, that's it. Then when Paris reached, it's almost 3 years of, thinking, rethinking, discussion with seniors, coaches, everyone, especially with family. I thought that going to be my best platform, because after that Paris, 4 more years for an Olympic Games, with my age, with my body, it's going to be a bit tough, because people always believe that sports persons are the fittest and toughest people, but what happened is like we train ourselves, our body is overused. We train a lot, more than 6 to 8 hours a day. So that's put you in a trouble situation. It's really hard for you to think about another 4 more years. So I thought that's the right time for me to take my day off. But why I announced it before the event is like that decision of retiring from hockey was like really tough. And I started to overthink. So when I started to overthink, that started to affect my performance. Okay. Then I thought I just want to unleash it before this start. Then I had a very good discussion with my coach. I said, Coach, I can't play with that big news inside my mind. I
so
just
you just wanted to let it out.
That's what I done.
Oh, interesting how, sometimes so many things affect an athlete's mind. But can I just say, they may be retired, but how fit do they look? How fit do both of these look? I know your bodies have been battered and you've taken knee injuries and surgeries, but they're certainly setting goals for us. But I want to ask you, Saina, what we're discussing strengths within. And I don't think there's anyone better than athletes to tell us what strength truly is, both mind and body. Take me through your lowest point in your career, and what was it about you that took you out of it? What was your strength, and how did you, rely on it?
I think a sports person has many low points and only few high points, I would say. And it makes you really disciplined, and you tend to come out of the situation very fast, because now you have experienced all of them. And that's why I think retirement became much more easier, because you went through all that. And I think one was the 2016 Olympics, Rio Olympics, when I was very well prepared. I was world number 1 In fact, 1 month back, I defeated all the top players and I was one of the medal contender over there. Last Olympics was bronze medal, so I was like, "Ye time usse better karke jana hai." I was very well prepared and I didn't get any kind of hurt. I didn't fall anywhere. And usse pehle koi major surgery nahi hua. I was very strong physically, and I don't know, suddenly I felt a kind of pinch in my knee while practicing, and I was like, "ठीक है, 2-3 दिन में ठीक हो जाएगा." That's what my physios were telling me. And in 2-3 days, we had to fly to Rio, which is like 30 hours away. And I think I was thinking कि ठीक हो जाएगा. I think by the time I land in Rio, but I was I don't know. After the third day, also when I practiced, the knee was hurting very badly. We tried to take cortisone injection to not feel the pain, but usse bhi zyada improvement nahi hua. I was limping on the court. I was limping basically everywhere. I was not able to go up down the stairs. And I had only one option: go back and do an MRI and check what the issue is. But I still played those 2 matches, even though I lost. I don't even remember to whom I lost the match. But, you know, the only thing was happening was I was crying on the court. I was crying everywhere. I told my dad. He came there actually especially to see me do well. He was always there when I won tournaments. And I was very happy to, you know, take him over there. And he was like, I'm sure she's very upset and she's not going to stay one more day here. So within 2 days, we came back to India. We went directly to Mumbai, not to Hyderabad. And the first thing I did was an MRI. I went to Mr. Dinshaw Padiwala sir, and the best orthopedic surgeon for all the sports persons and everyone. And he said, hats off to your great, you know, you played 2 matches with this. I would have cried, you know, and I was like, what are you saying, sir? We just want to do well for the country and get medal. And these things happen at this point of time. But he was like, it's very unfortunate, you know, you had the extra bone growth in your knee and it just broke before the tournament. And I was like, oh, what luck, you know, it is. And he was also saying that, you know, 10 din baad ho jata, at least a tournament ho jata. Lekin it had to happen at that point of time, and I think it's just bad luck. But you played with your everything over there, and I was watching the matches. Of course, I was also in pain to see you like that, but you tried your level best, and the only thing we can do now is surgery so that we can remove that extra bone and you can play again. And I was like, kuch bhi kar do sir, ab to Olympics ho gaya, abhi aur 4 saal hai. And you have this once in a lifetime dream to do well, and you're like 4 more years to push again. But obviously to learn something from that kind of a...
So was it the motivation to play for the country and not really walk out of the matches that forced you to do so? Or was it because you really wanted another medal for yourself?
I think we as sports person who are in top 10, who achieve continuously, are mad to win medals, I would say. Ek josh aa jata hai in every tournament, you know, it's not only Olympics, every tournament you just want to win, you want to do well. And when you see those Chinese and Japanese and all that, unko dekh ke hi aisa lagta hai, inko aaj se chhodna nahi hai. But, you know, you can't fight your body, and that's what I understood in that tournament. You know, it's just so painful to see athlete who is in top 5 and who's ranked in the Olympics just couldn't play because of the extra bone growth, and it broke at that point of time. And you know, there are no words to explain that feeling, but only thing I could do is unhone surgery kiya, and the next 4 months was so difficult to come out of it. But I fought back. I did proper rehab, and when I came back, I won the Malaysia Open, and again the winning started. But I can't forget it. Sometimes it gives me sleepless nights to just feel that ke wo 5 din pehle hi hona tha. But I think you just have to believe in yourself when you have played at the highest level, when you have played for so many years. It's your job. You have to just talk to yourself. I know you speak to your parents, your coaches, everyone gives you advices, but nobody can help you if you don't self-motivate yourself. तो मैंने अपने आप को बहुत सब चीज़ें कोशिश कर ली. रात में नींद नहीं आई, खाना भी ज़्यादा भी खा लिया, कम भी खा लिया, कुछ भी हेल्प नहीं किया. But only thing which helped me was going back to gym and again starting the rehab and focusing on the goal again. And I think जिस चीज़ से आप प्यार करते हैं उसी को अगर आप करते रहते हैं तो आपको खुशी मिलती है. And that's when also I realized जितना भी पैसा या कुछ भी आप achieve कर लो, nothing feels good when you don't have the thing which you love. And I obviously, as I mentioned, you learn with experiences,
Yeah.
and this is one big major learning that आपके पास अगर आपका काम है which you love, I think that's life.
That's the biggest achievement in life. Absolutely. Speaking of Chinese, I mean, Saina is that trailblazer for us who broke the Chinese domination on the badminton court, and nobody had managed to really do that. And you were the one who gave everyone the belief that Indian players can do that. But Shritesh, I want to ask you, when you look back, what has been your greatest strength that gave you such a long career? Can I just tell our guests, we were talking backstage, and I was talking to him about his long career. He had played 18 years with the senior team, and overall 2 decades in hockey. And I was talking about the fact that he had also suffered his knee injury, and that was the only big break that he had. And I said that, in a long
मैं
career, you're
लेबनान
bound to
के
have
कोला एरिया में
injuries.
हूं और आप
So
देख
he
सकते
said
हैं
something
कितनी तबाही
interesting.
हुई
He
है
said,
यहाँ.
actually, it's the other way around. If you overcome those injuries, then you have a long career. And I think that's the mindset that is really important for an athlete, and that's what makes them different. So tell me, what is your biggest strength that helps you?
As you just mentioned, that's it. Because you never get satisfied with what you are, and every time you look forward. That's a really big thing. That's Saina just mentioned. 2012 when she won bronze medal, it's always about how can I change the color of the medal, and that is what pushing every athlete. So my career as well, the Olympic journey started with a disaster. 2012 London, where Saina won medal. I was in the bottom place. We finished 12th, and okay, for your kind of information, in an Olympic Games, there used to be 12 players before. 12 teams. So we used to finish 12th. Then again 16, we finished 8th. So
You were the captain in 16 as well.
yes, I was a captain in 2016. And 2017, again I had an injury, ACL, MCL, meniscus, everything gone in your knee. So that's almost a
Career-ending threat, yes.
injuries. It's always about your ambition. What do you want to? So when I had that injury, I just put one of my jersey in an hanger in front of my bed, and I thought I just want to wear that jersey one more time. That's it. So all my great achievements came after that. 2 Olympics medal, 3 world's best goalkeeper awards, the rest of the awards what I got related to these all. So the best part is that the ambition, you just need to keep it high. The passions, your dedication, your hard work, everything's helps you to reach there. So the best part for you to keep your ambition really high, you need to dream big, and you just need to work hard to achieve that dream. So 2021 Tokyo Olympics, we got a bronze medal. Then again we started to dream about how can we change the color of that medal. And again, when we reached in Paris, we had that confidence. So in India, we do have an expectational pressure on us. When Saina won 2012, every Indians want her to win a gold medal in 2016. So by the time she reached there will be an expectation pressure on her. The same way with us. We, Indian hockey players, Indian hockey team won huge number. We have got 8 gold medal in Olympics. So automatically, when we go for Olympics, everyone expects us to win or gold medals. But this time when we reached Paris, we had that confidence in ourselves that we are capable to win a medal. So that's the transition, I think, which all the players had. So the only one thing which pushed me hard is like dreaming big and achieving for that target, that big aim.
Yeah, great. It's so amazing to hear from them to how they keep themselves motivated, because we can use all of those lessons in our life. But I want to ask both of you, pick one. Individual sport or team sport? Which one is harder? Saina?
Just first.
No, both the game, both the part. Individual or team sports got its own its struggles and positive side as well. Because Saina was on her peak time when she won a bronze medal, but she couldn't win it when she was on world number 1. But in team sports, there is a bit different because both the sides she was alone. But for me, it's different because 2012 we all didn't play well, so we all lost. But in that 16 members team, 1 or 2 guys, used to be the world #1 players. You know, Sardar Singh were there, Sandeep Singh were there. They were all known players during that. Tushar Khandekar, Shivendra Singh. But as an individual, they were great, but they couldn't perform. And over the period, if you see in 2012, I was like a teenager. I mean, I was like 20 to 23. I mean, a young guy who was dreaming about playing more Olympic Games. But for them, that may be the last tournament. So you should have that balance to win medals. So by that time, 2021, I used to be a veteran. I in my team, I had players like 18 years, 20 years old, whose first Olympic Games, who was dreaming about playing more Olympics. So it's quite hard for me to say that, okay, I'm great, we are going to win. No, that's the time somewhere I need to kick their butt to perform up to my level.
You have to bring them to your level.
Yes, I can't sit and relax and say that, okay, guys, we are going to win. No, I need to make sure that those players are equal to me to win a medal.
So in team sport, obviously you depend on a lot of players and everybody has to click together. But in individual sport, you have nowhere to hide. You know, you can't have a bad day and your team cannot still win. So is that...
So, no, not that way also, but I feel आपको थोड़ा rest मिल जाता है team sport में. Individual sport में भागते रहो. I mean, it's just like, I understand team sport में you have to, as a captain, as players, you'll have to, मतलब दूसरे का frustration भी आपको लेके चलना पड़ता है. You know, it's not easy to show that frustration out, but you'll have to really control yourself, your emotions. But in individual sport, you're doing it yourself, you know, everything, even the coach is like, sometimes अपना सिर पीटता रहता है, ये ठीक से क्यों नहीं खेल रहे हैं, but that pressure when you play those last few points, it's so tough to execute at right point of time. But at least in team event, maybe एक से नहीं हो पाया तो दूसरा somewhere comes.
Someone can cover for you.
For your help. But
Absolutely.
either, you know, after the matches, इतनी हमें गालियाँ पड़ती है, you know, sometimes the coach is like, खेलने को वो बोला उधर पॉइंट मिला है लेकिन फिर भी बिकॉज आई एम समवन हु रिट्रीव्स अ लॉट अच्छे रैली करती हूँ तो लकीली कुछ पॉइंट्स आ जाते हैं गलत खेलने के बाद भी बट सम प्लेयर्स को तो मैंने देखा है इतना हमारे कोचेस ने मैच के बाद मतलब बोला है ना कि व्हाई डोंट यू प्ले व्हाट आई से सो आई थिंक यू हैव टू ट्रेन योर माइंड अ लॉट मोर सो दैट्स व्हाई आई से फिजिकली हम स्ट्रांग तो लगते हैं लेकिन समटाइम्स मेंटल जो ट्रेनिंग है वो भी बहुत जरूरी है एंड दैट्स व्हाट आजकल तो आई सजेस्ट कि आप 8-9 साल से इफ यू आर प्लानिंग टू बी अ प्रोफेशनल स्पोर्ट्स पर्सन वो शुरू कर देनी चाहिए बट मेरे टाइम पे जब मुझे ट्रेनर फिजियो या कोई भी ऐसे इम्पोर्टेंट जो लोग चाहिए थे वो 19-20 साल में मिले बट अब जब गेम इतना पॉपुलर हो गया है इट्स द सेकेंड मोस्ट पॉपुलर स्पोर्ट इन इंडिया then I think mental training is something which is very important otherwise training तो बहुत लोग करते हैं लेकिन चैंपियन
बनना एक अलग बात है Two quick rapid fire questions is on field tougher or off field tougher as an athlete Shrijesh
Off field is much tougher
Off field is tougher okay, I didn't expect that Saina for you
I mean, on field is crazy. You know, you have so many emotions which you don't want to even express. You know, sometimes you're singing songs in between the match. You're actually crying. You're sad. You're laughing in between the rallies. So there's so many emotions. You shout at your coach. You shout at yourself. So I think on field it's very different. You don't know what you're doing, and after the match you're like, "अच्छा ऐसा किया था क्या मैंने?" So on field, I feel for me
it's still tougher.
It's little difficult, yeah.
Because, you know, so many athletes have to deal with pressure off field, controversies. I'm sure you had to deal with team dynamics, etc. as well. But quick last rapid fire. Is winning an Olympic medal harder or being the #1 or being the goalie of the year harder? To be that consistent. Saina, you want to go first?
So I think Olympic medal is dream of everyone's and world #1 is consistency. You have to show consistency maybe for years to be #1 and it's, I would say world #1 is harder, but Olympic medal is the dream.
Is it the dream?
For me, as a team, winning a medal is more important than being the #1. Because you are the best goalkeeper in the world and your team is not winning an Olympics medal.
It wouldn't mean anything. Okay. All right. On that note, a big round of applause to our big athletes joining us. The former world #1 and goalie of the year twice in the world. Saina Nehwal thrice in the world and Saina Nehwal and PR Shrijesh. Thanks a lot. A big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies ladies and gentlemen, the applause should continue. After all, powerhouses in the world of sport. We're talking about Saina and Shrijesh. Shivani, thank you so much for that very, very enriching conversation. I'm sure all of you loved this conversation, and that's what we are hoping to achieve with the Rising Bharat Summit. And these are powerhouses in their own right. They have spoken about focus, determination, and of course that grit that is needed to stay ahead of the game. And they are living examples right there, ladies and gentlemen. PR Shrijesh and Saina Nehwal, Olympic gold medalists, and people who are doing India proud. So let's, in fact, once again hear it for them as they are now exiting the hall here. One last final round of applause for the sporting legends who have graced Rising Bharat Summit.